Our first piece of the year. Festival of Sleep yesterday. We didn't do anything about it because I'd like to say we were too busy sleeping, but
we didn't actually know quite how to celebrate the Festival of Sleep other than stay in bed. I was already up by then, so what's the point in that?
Well, the only thing that
you're supposed to just laze around in your pyjamas or
something like that. Yeah, I think the idea is that you're kind of recovering from Christmas and New Year, but most people have got to get back to work. They've got bills to pay. They've got jobs to go to. They've got anyway. It's a lovely idea, but it served a purpose for us because it made us think about sleep, and sleep and the menopausal woman. One of my favourite pieces of research that I read in 2017 was, I think it's called the Living Well Survey, and they looked at the quality of life in the UK. And I can't remember what the percentage was. It was a high percentage. It was one of the bullet points of the report said that we put more value on getting a good night's sleep than we do on having sex. I don't know why I whispered then. Having sex, having a good meal, or having a chat.
I think having sex was probably the one that was, it was definitely above that.
I think we'll have to go back to that. That could be for another piece. But it's so we love sleep, and if we're not getting it, chronic sleep deprivation can lead to depression. It can lead to high blood pressure, diabetes. As in a lot of the things that we talk about on Hot Flush for treating menopause, it'll have sorting something out will have a wider range on your overall health than it will just on your menopausal symptoms.
Yes.
Sleep issues, though, kind of an early indicator for perimenopause, that you're hitting perimenopause or menopause, and that could be caused by, you might be having night sweats, you might be having hot flashes, night sweats, you might be having anxiety. You just may not be able to get
I
sleep.
think it's a catch-22. Yeah, it's a catch-22, isn't it? If you don't get a good night's sleep, then you wake up tired, fatigued. That will impact on your mood and mood swings. You'll get anxious, stressed. That will have an impact on your hot flushes if you have them, and just general well-being then, because...
Loads of information about this on our symptoms site on hotflush.info on sleep loss. But we've got completely different sleep histories, haven't we?
You can sleep for England, can't you? You win the gold medal of sleep.
Some people can play the violin, speak 6 languages, and, run 200 metres in a very short period. I can sleep, and I'm very proud of my sleeping talents. However, that was one of my biggest perimenopausal symptoms. I could get off to sleep, but I would be waking up 2-3 times in the night. I couldn't get back to sleep, and just before I woke up, I knew that I'd get this surge of, I think it's adrenaline, and I'd wake up, boom, and then my heart was pounding, and then I'd have a hot flush, and I'd be lying, and you knew it was coming. It was a really unpleasant thing, and you can't stop it. And no amount of visualisation of cold rivers and running taps, it just didn't work. And then, of course, I couldn't get back to sleep. I'd get up in the morning. I would be quite a crabby cat, if I'm honest. Put up with it for about 6 months, and then it's not my Asda Price, it is my patch. I've got an HRT patch. Once I got onto HRT,
it totally sorted you, didn't it?
Well, it took a few days. I was like,
that's amazed it was only a couple of days.
I should be able to
I just thought it'd take
months. But it's not that we're advocating HRT, because there's plenty of other things that you can do. But for me, it really was one of those. I made that risk assessment, quality of life, I need some sleep, and it has worked for me, I'm really glad to say. But you, on the other hand,
I've always been a rubbish sleeper.
Not very good.
No, I definitely was the dunce of the sleep bill. As a small child, I was the one at Brownie Camp that was always like, I can't go to sleep and everybody else is asleep.
Fretting anxious Brownie.
Fretting anxious Brownie, probably, yes.
What Brownie do you think I was?
I suspect Jo was the naughty Brownie that was always chatting when Brown Owl was trying to have her nightcap.
Definitely chatty Brownie.
Yes.
Chatty, not going to sleep.
Yes,
Brownie.
I was probably chatting with Jo, and then I'd suddenly realised that she'd just conked out, and I was still.
You were probably feeling quite anxious that I was never going to shut up if we'd ever been on the same Brownie camp.
But yeah, so
anyway, we digress. Can I just point out this little girl? Peggy, she doesn't have any issues with sleep.
Well,
She's
only if she's on somebody's lap.
Well,
She's a selective sleeper, I think.
She's very good at night, but we'll talk about pup naps and cat naps later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I've always been dreadful. As I've got older, I've just got used to sleeping on a small amount of sleep. However, when I met my husband and we got married, he is the most appalling snorer, and that really hasn't helped my sleep. So I have got used to not being able to get a solid night's sleep, just because he is such a dreadful snorer. Jo knows this, not because she slept with him, I'll tell you that, but her husband went on a cycle holiday all year, and they had to rotate sharing a bedroom with Basil with the other guys, because basically Basil snored so loudly, none of them could get to sleep. They had to rotate the nights they slept in the same room with him, because he just sucks the air out of the room.
But anyway, so that helped.
That hasn't helped me. One bonus that I did have was that I went deaf in one ear when I was about 28. That did actually help my sleeping.
Quite a brutal step to take to deal with.
It was quite bad. It's just
so we're not advocating
no, don't do that.
What happened when perimenopause hit?
So when perimenopause hit, it didn't hit me. I'm still perimenopause. It just crept up, and I'd say I've been in perimenopause for at least 8-9 years now. I would say, but my sleep was affected. I don't suffer from hot flushes, but I do whenever it is coming up to my time for having my period. I do then have a night or two when I have dreadful hot flushes. Really, really, absolutely, utterly. Even the fronts of my calves are wet. Everything, absolutely drowned.
Repayment for the snoring.
So that isn't very pleasant, and you end up, your sheets are absolutely drenched, and then you're really tired. You want to go back to sleep, but then you get freezing cold, because then you cool down, your sheets cool down, and then you're just there shivering. You don't want to get up and change the sheets. So I just lie on a towel.
But then tell everybody about your new purchase.
So we reached out. Obviously, in our social networking world, we're kind of networking with people who are blogging about menopause, and we came across this company called Become, who have just launched Become TM. Who have just launched a very small range of underwear or undergarments. Very simple vest tops. They just do them in black or nude, really simple knickers and a little vest top. And we met up with them just before Christmas, and I bought one of their little vests.
We're not being promoted.
Not promoting them. I did actually buy it with my own money. And so I have been wearing that at night, because I don't suffer from hot flushes. I don't necessarily see the need to wear it during the day. But you mentioned to them that it would be, why don't they do one with little straps or something like that?
I love spaghetti strap.
Yes.
But they said that their feedback had been that when women are having hot flushes, it kind of comes up their body and it creeps up. And as this fabric regulates your body temperature, I'm not going to get into the science of it because I don't really know. The fabric works on your body temperature, and it will help you to feel cooler. So the more fabric you have,
it wicks away the sweat.
It lowers your temperature. It prevents you. It sort of stops the flush.
I have to say,
I'm really kind of waffling about this. I do know a little bit about it, but look on their website. They're really nice, simple vests. Yeah. And I think you've said that it has made a difference.
It does. It sounds like it's like a sponge, but it's not. It's a really lovely, lightweight fabric, and it does absorb. And so you can go back to sleep without feeling like you're lying in a freezing cold bed sheet. But in saying that, bed sheets, make sure they're 100% cotton, because that's more breathable. Obviously, the higher the thread count, the better.
Well, you'll have us counting our threads, not our sheep. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
So really, that's what we need to think about what to do then before we get into bed.
Just before we go on, there's another company that also, they're called Cucumber Clothing. That also have stuff. We've not met them, so don't actually know that much about their range. But I noticed that they also do a range of nightwear.
They do cami pyjamas, night dresses.
I think they also do things for pregnancy and other illnesses. So it's
not problems. Yeah,
totally dedicated to menopause. But I think they just brought out a range of bedding as well. So that would be
I
quite
think we'll know more
interesting.
about them. We're hoping to reach out to them, so we'll have a little bit more to say about that in the future.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of getting to sleep and staying asleep, they're two different things. But having a healthy sleep regime, so if you're watching us on your iPad right now or your phone, up to 60 minutes before you go to bed, banish the screen from... And of course, we all often might stay up late watching a film. Particularly the small screens, they emit a little blue light.
Yes, and I think it is definitely not taking your phone to your bedroom.
No.
Leave it downstairs. Don't take your iPad to your bedroom.
The light that they emit is a little blue light that actually stops the production of, or slows down the production of the hormone melanin. I can never say it, melanin, that helps you to drift off to the land of Nod. So if you're stimulating your brain, not producing this melanin, and you're getting all these lovely colours and sounds, it's going to stop you getting off to sleep. So phones, screens, don't have them 60 minutes before you go to bed. Don't give up. It's not rocket science. Caffeine.
No. And well, also alcohol. You know.
Yeah, but
caffeine, I mean, we probably found that over the New Year period. You know, you might fall asleep quite quickly, but then it might aggravate other things.
Caffeine though stays in your system for 6 hours after you've had your last cup of tea or coffee. Try herbal tea, chamomile, not a leaf tea.
No, a herbal tea. You know, I would say even avoid caffeine-free tea. I think just go for a herbal tea like chamomile. And there's ranges of teas like pucker tea or whatever. You know, lots of these companies that do.
Avoid spicy food. Keep the bedroom, because obviously you've had something that's going to
fresh
heat on you. Just simple food, not too much carb, too late. Keep the bedroom the right temperature, not too hot,
vigorous
not too
exercise
cold.
before bed.
Still on the bed. We're not onto we're talking temperature.
Oh.
Bedroom not too hot, too cold, but exercise really important.
Yeah, I mean, exercise during the day is so important in terms of your health. So I'd say not doing vigorous exercise too close to going to bedtime is not necessarily helpful because your heart rate is still going. But certainly during the day, that is incredibly good, not only just for your general health and well-being, but that will help stimulate and make you feel tired towards bedtime. But also yoga, stretching exercises are great before bedtime, just gentle stretching exercises. So I tend to do just a simple downward dog to just really stretch myself out. But also relaxation exercises are fantastic. So I tend to, I've fortunately got underfloor heating in my bathroom, so I kind of lie on a towel on the floor, and it's good to have your feet above your head. So just lie with your feet up against the wall and just put your arms back in kind of surrender position.
I think we'll do a piece on this at a later.
But what we've done
secret camera in Anne's bathroom and bedroom
with my little vest top on.
With little vest top, with Basil snoring, downward dogging, on your
and a scented candle in the background.
With your scented candle. Now, so actually, that we got onto that via exercise. Exercise is great, but not too close to bed. Sorry, we kind of get a little bit distracted sometimes. Scented candles. Tell me about you, because you've got another little thing that I know that you have.
Well, I don't know if any of you are going up to Christmas. In our Instagram feed, we were doing little stocking fillers, and one of them was a company called This Works, and I did one on sleep spray. And Santa Claus in my stocking happened to give me a sleep spray. In fact, it's 2-in-1. So it's a deep sleep pillow spray and a sleep plus pillow spray. So they're two pillow sprays. I think they do a lot of other products in terms of helping stimulate your sleep. But this is lavender based. I think there's other herbs. It's quite an organic thing. We'll give... I don't know which one that is. That is
really
the deep
joke.
sleep pillow spray.
Not too lavendery, but nice. So whatever's in there, it's
couple of squirts
essential
on your
oils and other things that I don't know. But you found that has worked for you.
So, well, I have to admit that obviously I got it for Christmas. Then we went away over the New Year period. As I said, my husband had been banished to a separate room wherever I can. Obviously, when we were away, we were in the same bedrooms. And
we're dwelling a lot on Anne's bedroom.
Yes, sorry, my bedroom line. But my husband snores worse when he's had a drink. And obviously on New Year's Eve, he'd drunk a lot. And I just had the most appalling night's sleep. So when we went home the following day, I was absolutely exhausted. So when I went to bed, I was ready for bed. But I thought, oh, I can try my deep sleep pillow spray. And it was really nice. And well, I have to say it did work, but I'm not sure whether or not that was just because I was utterly exhausted. But I have been using it since then. I do sleep, but he's in the other room.
Just whack him over the head with the bottle. We're not advocating violence, but it is quite heavy.
Yes.
Well, now, something I got in my stocking, well, it was a top-up for, because I've used this before. This is a balm that I bought a few months ago from a company called Bubble Off. It's a vegan balm containing shea butter, coconut oil and essential oils, and I think the essential oils are a little bit of a mystery. It smells lovely. It's lavender. I get the sense of lavender. I'm not a big lavender fan. In fact, actually it's called Gentle Lavender Balm. A little bit on your temples, a little bit on your chest, and as I say, when I get to sleep, I'm not to be woken up, but it really helped me just
a really subtle
drift off. And I found it really helpful that on those nights when I'm tossing and turning, feeling a little bit anxious about the world, and let's face it, it's quite a lot to be anxious about, or thinking about everything that I've got to do, it helps me to get to sleep. So we're not being promoted, these are things that we've tried ourselves.
No, but it's
so
worth
this is Bubble
trying.
Off, and this works. Now, essential oils, that's another. You could burn essential oils in a little diffuser. You can pick up diffusers for most. If you go
have
to
a relaxing bath with essential oils.
Don't think about where you pick up your diffuser. Charity shop. You don't have to buy them online. Everyone's had a diffuser at some point and probably got rid of it. I actually burn them now. If I don't have a nice smelly candle when I'm in the bath, I'll have a little diffuser, and it's just those lovely
what I've
oils
done in the
that will help.
past is just put a drop on a normal candle, like a little tea light. Just put a drop in there. Why, it just takes the smell from it. I've done that in the past. It's quite good.
But being safe.
Don't burn the house down. Obviously.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
So what else do we need to be thinking about when we're going to sleep? I think, to be honest,
regular hours, I think that's the most important thing. If you talk to any sleep psychologist, they will say, no matter how dreadful your night's sleep was, don't be tempted to lie in. Get up at the normal hour that you should do. Obviously, if you've got to go to work, then you would. But go to bed at the same time. Don't go to bed earlier to try and catch up on what you lost. You've got to keep to a standard
you just
regime.
Can't catch up, can you?
And that's, your body has to stay. It's your body balance, because once your body gets out of whack, then that just.
Now, I mentioned cat nap / pup nap before.
Oh, yes.
I love a little cat nap. But they definitely don't work for everybody, and I think
don't work for me.
body.
I feel absolutely appalling.
The other things I discovered this year was the optimum length of a nap, if you're going to sneak one in, is, I can't remember if it's 26 or 27 minutes, so it's really not very long. Any of us who've slept for an hour plus, will know how difficult it is to wake up. You feel really groggy. That's because you've gone, you sleep in cycles. And NASA, they'll know a thing or two about this. They said that to be most productive, you shouldn't sleep for any longer than 26, 27 minutes. Now, they're talking about productivity, but I think what they're identifying is that sleep too long, it has a big impact on how you feel after you've had your sleep, and then whether you can get to sleep in the evening. Cat naps may not work for many people. So if you think it's stopping you getting to sleep in the afternoon, in the evening, then avoid. But for me, I've been having, with this new puppy, and I've been having fairly rubbish nights recently. They're getting better, but I have had the odd, and they really are. I set the timer on my phone, and I wake up, bing, and I'm back in the room, and I really love them. So it's horses for courses, everything that we're talking about.
Yeah, I read somewhere that you shouldn't have a cat nap beyond 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know.
No,
that's not you, but you can sleep for England.
Exactly, I think it is you'll know if it works for you.
Yeah, I think
if you
it
try
is
it and
definitely.
you still awake at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then it's something to avoid.
Yeah.
So I think, Anne, I'd like to say that.
Well, the other thing we need to think about also is food and nutrition, because again, that's really important. Although our estrogen is basically the lack of sleep is caused by our estrogen and progesterone.
Do you know, we didn't talk about that, did we?
No.
It is basically your
It's
hormones
fluctuating hormones.
they're
isn't it?
depleting, and that as your body is being leached of these hormones, it impacts on your ability to get to sleep.
Yeah.
There's foods that you can take to help. It's not going to cure you.
No, I think it's to do with
it's what you
magnesium.
can eat.
Estrogen manages the amount of magnesium that your body has, and magnesium helps you to relax. So you can eat foods that contain magnesium, although that's not going to help you totally solve your sleep problems. But I think in terms of what you ingest in your body, we are big advocates on making sure that you eat a healthy, balanced diet. So things that have magnesium are avocados, bananas, nuts, seeds, legumes.
It's also avoiding things as well. You'll find lots of this information on our site. There's what to eat, what to avoid. We go into quite some detail, but it's pretty easy to read and access. So don't feel you're going to have to read rafts and rafts of information.
No.
It's diet, lifestyle, exercise, supplements that you can take, or
Could be
supplements
magnesium or
that may,
sage and magnesium, I think, were the ones that
supplements that, you know, we say the horse.
Yeah, don't spend a fortune on you know. I think in terms of supplements, you don't have to spend an absolute arm and a leg. And obviously, at the end of the day, if you're really suffering from night sweats, go and talk to your GP, and they might look at whether or not patch is right for you. You might be suffering other symptoms, and therefore you might need something else as well.
You don't have to put up with it. End of is the bottom line. So we've rambled on. All of this is on our website, hotflash.com. Symptoms, sleep loss.
And we hope you have a good night's sleep.
We do indeed. We hope you sleep like this.
Hotflush.info. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Spotify and Facebook. So Instagram, Spotify, and Twitter is _hotflush, and on Facebook, hotflush. And YouTube as well. We've got this. Thanks for listening.